Hi, you guys. So real quick, this isn't gonna be a reading or anything. This is just some messages and some downloads that I received while I was in deep meditation, and I really felt like I just needed to share it with you guys. I wrote some down in my journal. I was actually doing a random deep meditation like late at night. It was probably 3 o'clock at night. I had a really like stressed out nightmare. And when I woke up, of course, I saged the room, I saged my home, and I anointed myself with some oil, but I couldn't go back to sleep. And while I was just up, I decided to, just, meditate on the energy that I was receiving because it really felt like I needed to be up. So when I was meditating, I kept hearing so many messages referring to, our beliefs in gods. If you're a millennial or if you're somebody like me who doesn't really see God as this invisible man in the sky who grants wishes or anything like that, this message is for you. Okay? So the first topic was about God working in mysterious ways. It was as if I was talking to him. I shit you not, you guys. It was as if I was talking to him, and we were like having a personal telepathic conversation, about my interpersonal problems. And I just got kind of frustrated, and I was just like, well, why are you always having to work in mysterious ways? Why can't the devil is always, have you guys ever noticed God always got to work in mysterious ways, but the devil be right up there up front in your face like boom. And God always got to move around and give you symbols and synchronicities, songs and symbols and signs. And you know what God told me? He told me, he was like, when my son Jesus Christ, when he was upfront about his work and when he was upfront about his gifts and the things that he could do, they murdered him. I know they told you guys that he was sacrificed, but I heard different. I'm telling you, I telepathically heard different. Jesus Christ was not sacrificed. They told you that nigga was sacrificed. He was murdered for his gifts because he put fear into the into Jewish people's system. And God was basically saying, when I was up front, when my son was up front about his gifts, they murdered him. They hung him on the cross and killed him. You see what I'm saying? So this is the reason why you guys have to work, and this is why I have to work in mysterious ways. And you guys have to pick up on the signs. You have to pick up on the symbols and the synchronicities, songs, dreams, all of that shit. I cannot be upfront. And it was weird because while I was thinking that in my head, I was like, why do you always have to work in mysterious ways? The devil is always up front, and this is the reason why it's so easy to turn towards the devil, because he's always so very upfront, and you always got to work in mysterious ways. And you know what he played? He played this song by Neo. If you guys know the R&B singer Neo, he has a song called "When You Mad." I don't wanna go to bed, or it was another song. No, it was another song. When You Mad. Just look up the song "When You Mad." I haven't heard that song since I was a little girl, but he kept playing that phrase over and over and again in my head. When you mad. And I was just like, okay. And he was basically saying, I can't work with you, my child, if you're always angry, if you're always upset, if you're always emitting from your negative energy. And which is very true. Sometimes we can't really focus, and we can't get things done the right way if we're always holding resentment within our heart, or if we're always upset about something, or if we're always complaining about life. Then we're basically just echoing the vibration that we feel of negativity. And that's why God was basically saying, I can't work with you when you are mad. So when I said it out loud too. I was like, oh, okay, I get you. I feel you. And then once I said that, the song changed. The song immediately changed. And then he started playing the song by Mary Mary. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. And I was like, oh, shit. Like, I hear you. I feel you. I see you, my God. And he was basically saying, like, I want you to share this message with your viewers and share this message with your friends, because 2020 was a year where everybody was supposed to stay inside and they were supposed to seek me, and the majority of you guys did not seek me. Some of you guys tried to seek me, but you gave up too quickly. Going into 2021, I need you guys to seek me, and I need you to put this message out to spread the word. You don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to be a hardcore Christian or a hardcore God believer. Another thing that he was saying back to that about Christianity and being a god. See, that's what I was saying. He was telling me about the 7 chakras, how our crown chakra connects us to God, but it doesn't separate us from God. He says that we are actually one within him. We are a piece of him. We are just a very tiny molecule of him. And the chakra above our crown chakra is that molecule that connects us to him. So that makes us mini gods. So he basically, what he was saying was, he wants us to understand that he is not separate from you. He is not, like I said, some invisible guy in the sky who grants wishes and you just have to pray for him and ask for him for things. Like, no, God is within you. God is a piece of you and you are a piece of him. And that's why sometimes whenever I do my collective readings, I always say this because I know it is true. I know for a fact this is true. It's all scientific that we are all connected. Scientifically, spiritually, and physically, we are all connected. This is why gravity exists. Because we have to stay connected to the ground. And when we stay connected to the ground, we stay connected to God, because the earth is connected to God. So when he told me that, it really made me think about all of the times I've always said in all of my collective videos. The collective is all of us, me, you, your mama, your daddy, your grandma, your sister, your daughter, your son, everybody, because we are all a collective. We are all the same, just in different phases of our life. There was a post that I seen. I'll post it in the I'll try to find it and just post it as the thingy, and you guys will see what I'm talking about. But damn, I hope I can find it. I hope I can find that damn thing. I'm going to look for it, and I'm going to try and put it for the thumbnail. But it really spoke to me. And one of my girlfriends, she was telling me, she was like, yo, like, I felt the same thing too. And I was like, because it is true. We are all connected. We are all connected to God, and we are all connected to each other, just like we are all connected to the earth. You ever notice why we can't just leave the earth because of gravity? Like I said, it's all spiritual and it's all scientific at the same time. But at the end of the day, this message that God gave me, he's basically saying, when you seek me, don't seek me externally. Basically, don't think that I am outside of you. Like, you have to find somebody to guide you to find me. You can find God within you. And when I say within you, I mean literally just sit down and talk to yourself, write in your journal, meditate, and you will hear God speak to you. And sometimes I always tell my mom this, because sometimes, when she first started her spiritual evolution, she thought that she was thinking crazy thoughts. And I was like, no, like, those are your guardian angels speaking to you. And, they're not going to have regular ass voices like in the TV shows and the movies. They have this big, deep voice and it's like, my child. And it's like, no. Like I said, God is a piece of you. He works with your memory. He works with your thoughts. He works with your voice. He works with you. And that was the reason why every time I kept like responding to him, he would change the song that was in my head, because, that was his way of speaking to me. He would change the songs in my head. And like I said, God and our guardian angels, they speak to us in different ways, not just thoughts in our head. They use songs, they use signs, symbols, synchronicities, things that's coincidences. Those are the synchronicities that God are using to speak to you. People think that God is just going to come down with this big ass bright light like in the TV show and the movies are going to be like, my child. Like, no, he uses it's the universe, God. However you see God as a universe, the universe is God. It's all the same thing, okay? Because he created the universe and he created the planet. But what he is saying is, it's time for you guys to start paying attention, because he is speaking to you and he's trying to get your attention, and you guys are not paying attention. You guys are really distracting yourself. I know for a long time when I was a kid, my image of God was always just this really big, giant, magical guy, and this up in the heavens, so far away in the heavens that we just couldn't see him. And when I first got invested into psychedelics, I think I started taking psychedelics when I was about 19 years old, and I realized that God is actually not a person. God is of the essence. He is like all around us, in the plants, in our skin, in our blood, in the dirt, in the ground, in other animals. And I think that was the first time I ever tried shrooms, which was 2014 when I first woke up. And for the past few years now, as I continue to do research and I continue to evolve in my spiritual evolution, I realize that God is just all of us together, like all of us together. You know how they talk about all of these molecules that create one big ball of matter? Like, that's all it is. And what's another thing? He was basically telling me how important it is to practice forgiveness, because we go through a lot of stuff. Yeah, I didn't say shit this time, you guys. I'm so proud of myself. But yeah, we go through a lot of shit. We go through a lot of shit as children. We go through a lot of shit as teenagers, young adults, and even now today in 2020, we go through so much shit, and it creates this yucky, egotistical illusion of who we think we should be, because of the feelings that we hold in. And you know, I'm so proud of some of my friends. 2020, you know, some of my girlfriends really learned that it's not about being who they want you to be. It's about being who you need to be, being who you want to be. Because, you know, whenever you try to put on this mask like you're okay, everything is fine, and that shit doesn't bother you, you create more problems within your heart. And that takes me to not only is it important to practice forgiveness, but it's also very important to work with your chakras. The most disrespecting thing I ever heard from one of my closest friends, because I bought a waist bead, a pretty little waist bead with red carnelian and citrine, and I use it to boost my energy, because, you know, ever since I had my second child and the epidural really messed up my back, my energy has been really low, and I haven't been able to get back. But, you know, I've been doing good, and, you know, I got this right here to remind me to stay on my spiritual work. And this close friend asked me, you know, where'd you get that from? That's cute. And I was like, oh yeah, it's just a little waist bead with some carnelian and some citrine. And this motherfucker said, well, I don't want none of that voodoo shit. I just want a regular waist bead. I said, you disrespectful, dirty bitch. Like, why did you have to take it that far? Why did you have to take it that far? I don't want none of that voodoo shit. And these are the kind of people that don't research. These are the kind of people that don't read books. These are the kind of people that don't pray. These are the kind of people that don't meditate. They don't do anything to better themselves. They just out here distracting themselves. It is very important to work on your chakras. No disrespect to any of the voodoo priestess and priests. No disrespect to the voodoo religion, okay? But me personally, I'm Jamaican. So if you practice voodoo, you should know how I feel about voodoo. I just can't tolerate it, okay? That's just in my blood. I don't deal with voodoo. So the fact that he had to call a waist bead voodoo really made me want to cut him the fuck off. And I actually did. It took me a while, but I did. I cut the motherfucker off because that bitch just didn't know how to act around me, didn't know how to act around my kids. So I just cut that motherfucker off. You too fucking disrespectful, and I'm not gonna keep giving your ass chances to disrespect me over and over again. Especially not fucking disrespect my goddamn spiritual evolution. I've known this person since I was a fucking 13-year-old child. And this person has watched me evolve. Never once have they ever seen me do any voodoo type shit. But the fact that this person had to pull that shit out of their asshole really pissed me off. Chakras have nothing to do with voodoo. In fact, I have a few voodoo books in my room, and they talk nothing about chakras or crystals. Okay? Chakras are just basic fucking science. They're within all of us. Look up your 7 chakras. I talk about them all the time on my Instagram. You guys need to follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is what is my Instagram? I think it's Shadia Bobia. It's down in the description box below. But I talk about chakras all the time. We have 7 chakras, and not one of these goddamn chakras talk about voodoo. We have each chakra represents something special to our digestive system, our respiratory, our heart, our throat, our brain. Nothing about voodoo. It's a way to keep your body aligned. It's a way to keep your full body in shape It's a way to keep your body balanced and strong. It has nothing to do with voodoo. I just wanted to get that out there. But yeah, you guys, God really wanted me to get this message out to tell you guys to really start seeking Him within yourself. You don't have to feel like oh well, I have to go to church to seek God, or I have to read the Bible to know God. I have to do all of this character sacrificing. You don't have to sacrifice your character to seek God, because God is within you. God knows exactly who you are. He created you. There was another video I seen. Shout out to Angelic Guidance. I absolutely love her. Like she is the epitome of my spiritual evolution. But Angelic Guidance was basically saying, sometimes whenever we pray to God and we put on this mask like, hey God, how you doing? So yeah, and it kind of upsets God sometimes, because it's like, when you're around your friends, you do all of this. When you're around your family members, you're yourself. So why is it that when you come to me and you ask me for things, you pretend like you're not this person? Like, just like the Bible said, just like our ancestors have always said, come to me as you are. And I'm not just talking about t-shirt and some slacks. I mean, literally, come to me as who you are. Speak to me the way that you would speak to your family members. Speak to me the way that you would speak to your friends. I created you this way. So speak to me so that I can know who you are. Because once you come to me and you pretend that you're not this person, I ain't going to deal with you. And I said, you know what? She's right. She's absolutely right. I don't blame God. Because, I have my friends and I have my family members and I know how they are. And whenever they come to me all friendly and nice and shit, I already know that something ain't right. Wouldn't you agree? So it was just a really big wake up call. Like, you don't have to be a Christian to seek God. And you don't have to sacrifice your self character to seek God, because God knows exactly who you are. That's why He created you. He created all of these synchronicities to create you. So when we seek God, we have to really just be ourselves. And I'm so proud of some of the masculines in my social community. They're actually doing their thing with their evolution and everything. I'm just so proud of you guys. But some of you guys have really been distracting yourselves from the truth. You've been trying to wear this false mask, like everything's okay, everything's fine, as long as I keep up this, this false identity, everything's gonna be okay. And God is saying no. Now is the time to stop this false identity. This is not who you are. This is not who I made you to be. And you know this. Every time you try, you fail. Every time you try, you lose things or people or money. So stop. And I just thought it was really beautiful how even to this day, I think I made this post about I took these notes about a week ago. But what I'm saying is, to this day, sometimes when He speaks to me, he'll change the song. I don't have any of these songs in my playlist. I shit you not. These are songs that I used to listen to as a child. You feel what I'm saying? And we all know that our inner child is our inner child is the identity that God sees. Our inner child is the identity that our guardian angels see. Not this false identity that we carry around with us as an adult, but the true us that we were as children. Because all of these songs that He uses, I don't have any of these songs in my playlist. Like if you go on my playlist, you'll see the songs that just recently came out within the past couple of years. But every time He speaks to me, He plays like really old songs that I used to listen to back in 05 and 04 and 07 and 08. And it's just like, oh my God, yeah. And I'll catch the message immediately. Because if you're like me, when you listen to a song, you break the song down to really see what it means, whether it's a person, place, or thing. And he'll like basically play the song that I used to listen to as a child, and it would relate to whatever it is that I was thinking about, or whatever it is I was talking about, or whatever it is I was praying about, whatever it is that I'm going through at that exact moment. He'll play the song in my head. Sometimes you guys wake up, or you'll clock out of work and that song is playing in your head over and over again, and you don't know why, because you haven't listened to that song in so long. That's God. You feel me? That is God trying to talk to you. And I just think that that's really beautiful as hell. Like right now I'm getting chills. I just think that's really beautiful because 2020 has been one hell of a year for us. Don't even fucking sit here and play with me and say it hasn't. It really has. It's been one hell of a year for us. And especially for me personally. 2020 and 2019. To be honest, 2019 dragged me through the mud. Ripped my edges off, and bust me in my face. But 2020 was like, come here. I got you. I shit you not. And we're at the end of 2020. I'm just so grateful. I'm humble. And I really want to show you guys what this spiritual evolution is all about. Because I've noticed that, some people are seeing it from a different perspective and from a different light because the way that I come off sometimes. And, I try. I'm human. At the end of the day, I can read tarot and I know how to manifest, but I'm still human. Like I said in one of my previous videos, I have CPTSD. That's complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Some of you who know what PTSD is, I have CPTSD, which means that I've been through some shit for a long time. For a very long time. Like, I didn't just experience something traumatic. I experienced traumatic events one after one after one after one, constantly experiencing traumatic events. So, for me to just roll over and be like, yeah, I'm alright, I'm cool, I'm good. Like, no, I'm not. Every single day, I'm trying to become a better person. Every single day, I'm trying to become a better person. And, I have people in my life that make me feel like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, or I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, because I still use curse words and I still get angry and I still tell people about themselves. But God told me that these same exact people are the kind of people that go through shit and they don't even talk about it. They don't even pray about it. They don't even write in their journal. They just be like, oh, I'm okay. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to talk about it. And I'm not gonna lie, I used to be like that too. But that's the reason why I'm so angry. That's the reason why I am the way that I am, because for a long ass time I held everything inside just to keep the peace with everybody. But it's like, now that I'm starting to speak out and now that I'm starting to call everybody out in their shit, they got a problem with it. God said, didn't that mean that not even God? See, this is why I say God is so beautiful, because before I made this Facebook, I made a Facebook post yesterday. But before I made this Facebook post, I think it was about 3 days ago, I took a salt bath. My back was killing me. I took a salt bath, and of course, me and God, we were having a telepathic conversation, and I was thinking about all of these friends that I had in my life. They knew about this shit that I went through, and they never wanted to talk about it. They didn't even once wonder how I felt about it. They didn't even care to ask me how I felt about it. And you know what God said? God said, these people do not care about you, because if somebody cared about you, they would constantly ask you, are you okay? Do you want to talk about it? Are you sure you're okay? Are you sure you don't want to talk about it? Well, how are you doing today? How are you doing yesterday? Do you want to do something tomorrow to, you know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody fucking cared about you and they knew that you went through this shit, they would show effort. But the fact that these same exact people in my life didn't show any kind of fucking effort to see that I was okay, that means that they did not give a fuck about me. And I'm in the tub like, damn, you got a point, man. You got a point. But I was still giving these people chances. Until I had to go through I shit you not, like a week ago, I had to go through another traumatic event to realize these people did not fucking care about me. So I made a Facebook post yesterday, literally yesterday, and I said it was like a quote. I said, me speaks on some real shit. My so-called friends. Oh my God, shut the fuck up, because that's how they talk to me. Sometimes when I speak some real spiritual shit, they get annoyed by me. And one of my old friends from middle school, he told me, he was like, them ain't your real friends, sis. I cried, dog, because it's real. It's real. It's really people out here that's saying they care about you, but they don't give a fuck about you. And when I say give a fuck about you, I'm not talking about no finance or no material shit. I mean, like, care about your emotional and mentality. It's your girl Cleo. Y'all go ahead and follow me on social media so that we can have some laughs and some giggles. I'm not always serious about this spirituality. Sometimes I know how to have some fun. It's just that I really wanted to get this message out. I was supposed to do Leo today, but I I got caught up with this COVID. I gotta do a COVID test. All this bullshit with COVID. I can't wait for this COVID shit to be over with. But I will be doing Leo as soon as possible. And everybody else after. But yeah, you guys, start to really love on yourself, because God was telling me that when we really love on ourselves and we're really honest about who we are, and we're honest to ourselves, not just honest about who we are, but we're honest to ourselves, that is when we start to find God, and he will start to speak to us. And the more that we respond to him, the more he will speak to us, and the more he will guide us. Like I said, you don't have to be a hardcore Christian to seek God, because God loves every single one of us. Gay, black, white, Mexican, tranny, he loves every single one of us because he created us. Now, I'm hearing a message about this Christianity, because y'all, if for those of you who personally know me and have known me for a long time, I haven't been a hardcore Christian. I carried a cross on my neck, but that's for protection, because I know some Christians that dabble in voodoo. And that's the reason why I'm about to share this message. Christianity has been tainted for a long time. Some of the wisest men that I follow on Instagram and Twitter, they've been telling me this for a long time, that the Bible has been rewritten over and over and over and over and over again for centuries. A century is 1,000 years. So can you imagine what kind of propaganda? If you don't know what the word propaganda means, you should go look it up. But can you imagine how much propaganda can spread to a community after a Bible? I'm not even going to say a book, but the Bible. This is the Bible we're talking about. The Bible has been rewritten over and over and over again for thousands and thousands of years. If you are a Christian, good for you. I'm not shunning Christianity. All I'm saying is Christianity is one of the top religions in the entire world. The top religions. And if you know anything about the Illuminati in America, with Christianity being one of the top religions, I'm sorry, but that religion was created to control you. That religion was created to keep you in line, to keep you from doing the things that they don't want you to do. And, I study psychology, so I don't need anybody coming in my comments telling me this, that, whoop, 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 whoop. But I know for a fact that some of the Bibles are different. And depending on what title you read, you'll know what the fuck I'm talking about. So, if you truly believe that you have to be a Christian to seek God, good for you. Kudos for you. I'm not shunning you, but I'm only telling you what I'm hearing myself right now as we speak. You do not have to be a Christian to seek God. Christianity was not created by God. Even when you read the Bible, he didn't once tell you that he created Christianity. What did it tell you he created? Okay then. I don't have to fucking speak on it, because y'all know. Even my non-Christians know. The Bible never said that God created Christianity. So once again, like I said, you guys, love on yourselves. Be honest about who you are. Be honest to yourself about who you are. That way, God can come to you. He will guide you. He will speak to you more through songs, numbers, symbols, synchronicities. And these synchronicities are things that be like, damn, that was a coincidence. That wasn't a coincidence. That was called a synchronicity. God placed it there within the universe for you to see it and for it to match up with the past events that's been matching up, so that you can understand what's happening right now within your life. I love you guys so much, and I'm sorry this video had to be long as hell. I see you guys on the flip side. Follow me on social media. Everything's in the description box below. Bye.